guys hear me okay? Well, just like anything, man, I mean, this one hurts, but I still thank Jesus in all things. I'm thankful to be able to be a part of this amazing team, thankful to be a part of this amazing program and have an impact on these kids in all things, more than just football. And tonight was hard, man. That's frustrating. As a competitor, that hurts, man. You see the work our guys have put in from January to now, and we got beat in all three phases. I mean, that happened. And hats off to Coach Golish, his staff, his players. I mean, from special teams to offense to defense, they beat us up. And that's, like I said, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. They got a really good team, and they did a really good job against us tonight. Now, I also know, and coaches will say this, but I truly believe in my heart we're way better than we played tonight. And as the head coach, I take full responsibility for how tonight went, for how our guys played, for how they operated and executed in critical moments. And that's on me. And I got to go back to look at how we can learn and grow from this. No matter win or lose, you have to learn and grow from week 1 to week 2. That's where you grow the most. Obviously, man, it's much better to learn from a win. That didn't happen tonight. And once again, that's on me to make sure we get it fixed. And we're going to look at it, watch the film, look how we prep for it, look what some things we did prior to the game. We're going to fix it. That's the beautiful thing about this game is there's answers, right? If we don't play well in a certain phase or things went wrong, we got to fix it. We're problem solvers. I'm not a problem pointer. It's on me. We're going to get it fixed. We got a great staff, and we have a phenomenal group of players that I know is hungry to learn from this, right? If you look at the game, I mean, we come out, get our touchdown first. We come out of down 3 points, I think it was, in the second half, and we've been a team that can wear a team out and win the second half. We got shut out in the second half offensively, and they put up a bunch of points. So hats off to them. We didn't do what we went in here to do, and that is on me to make sure we get it fixed. We didn't execute in critical moments, didn't win third and fourth down really much on either side of the ball. We lost the turnover margin. We didn't tackle well. They had a huge explosive play on punt. And so these are the things going into the game. We talked going into this game. Game 1 is about winning the turnover margin, which we did not do. Secondly, who's going to break tackles, who's going to make tackles. Without watching the film, I'm going to tell you they did a better job breaking tackles, and we didn't make enough tackles. And then finally, who's going to make an impact play on special teams? They did, right? We got a big-time stop by our defense, 4th and 6. They did a great, we didn't execute. That's on me. And they got a big-time play on punt, the fake punt to score, right? So that flipped the tide, and we didn't find a way to come back from that. Once again, that's on me. A huge learning moment. It hurts. I take full responsibility. That's the cliche thing to say I do. It hurts my heart. I love this team. I love Bronco Nation. How we played tonight was not by any means up to the standard. I know we're going to grow from it. So with that being said, any questions?
A lot of the things you're bringing up are also issues at times last year.
Yeah.
Special teams and tackling and big explosive passing plays and how much more frustrating they get.
Yeah, BJ, it hurts. I mean, even if it wasn't something we struggled with last year, it still hurts, right? I mean, this is a new team, a new season, and things that I really do, we stress, we worked hard, but we didn't do a good enough job. I'm not sitting here saying that we did. Obviously, we are judged on what happens 12 nights a year. This was a huge one, and it didn't go our way, and that's on me. So we got to look at, once again, what are we missing? Was the moment, did our guys, were they too hyped at times? I got to look at all those things, holistically, from the top down, to play calls, to what are we training, what are our players good at? Are we getting our best players the ball? How is tackling? We're going to look at it all. We're going to take, once again, we have a phenomenal staff that I believe in. I trust them. And we have everything it takes. We didn't execute well enough tonight. That's it. And that's on me. And in the things you brought up, BJ, are things that we struggled with last year. We were able to overcome them and win games even though they showed up. That didn't happen tonight. And we got to get that fixed.
That fake punt, was that just a matter of you guys realizing it was the quarterback in there too late?
Yeah, we didn't see that in time, and that's on me. And that's on me. And in that situation, that's a fake area of the field, right? In the 40s is a fake area of the field. And we didn't execute the right way. And once again, that is not on Coach Collins. It's not on the players. That is on me not getting our guys ready to execute that moment.
Coach, what was your message to the team as they got back in the locker room? How do you regroup after the home opener?
Yeah, we got to learn and grow. And it was going to be my message if we won, too, right? How do we learn from week 1 to week 2? Because that's life and that is football. And I told them the same thing. Top 25, everybody's talking about you. And I said, I didn't care when people told us how good we are. I sure don't care when people talk about how bad we are now. I don't care, never will, right? I care about developing these young men. And I know the more they develop as young men, they're going to be better football players. I know as coaches, we got to grow and develop, and we're going to make sure they're in better spots than they were tonight. So we got to learn and grow from week 1. we still have everything in front of us, and it's not a pump-up speech, it's the truth. Right? We got to learn from this game. This one hurts. These are one of those games that you work your tail off as an entire administration, athletics department, university to get ready for, and we didn't perform. That's on me, and we're going to learn and grow from that.
Last year, especially on offense, you guys knew your identity, and when time kept up, and you knew your game was ball. How much you guys kind of need to establish that to find who's going to get you out of that hole?
Yeah, we're going to look at it, Jay, and we got to figure out how can we be more efficient? How can we run the ball effectively? How can we make sure we're smart with the rock? We had two fumbles today that can't happen. So we're going to look at it holistically, Jay, and there's going to be some good on film too, right? I mean, there's going to be some things I know we can build on, some plays the guys made, but we got to figure out more and less about quote unquote identity. We just have to execute, right? There's too many missed here, false start here, right? Things that just hurt you that. And once again, that's us as coaches. Start with me. So we're going to look at that.
Just with the running game, not even comparing to last year, but just the fumbles and not many explosive plays. I assume you're not too pleased with what you saw from the running game.
Yeah, guys, I mean, please don't get it twisted. I'm not pleased in any part of how we play tonight in any phase, right? But we will get it fixed. And as a coach, it's always the balance, right? Things are going good. Winning can be a great deodorant, right? And we keep talking about last year. Last year's old news. I mean, there were some games we won last year that we didn't play well, but we found a way to win. Good teams do. We didn't tonight. I do believe we're a really good team. But right now we're 0-1. And we just went on the road and got our ass kicked. That happened. Take ownership of it. To me, it's not about what people think our team is. It's how we learn and grow from this. And we got to look at it in all three phases. And I know our coaches will. I know our players will. I believe in the leadership of this team. And I'm excited where we're going to grow from here.
Not just, especially later in the game as well. You had some thirds and shorts, fourth and shorts, and you opted to pass. Turnovers, I guess. Was it? I don't want to say not trusting the running backs, but I guess why were you running the ball in the short?
Yeah, we got to look at it. And obviously going into the game, we had a really good, I believe in the plan we had going into the game, right? We used the film we had to create a really good plan in all three phases. And it wasn't what we need to use. So we got to look at it to see maybe some things we missed. Start with me. And make sure we put our guys in the right situation.
The penalty on Banks, how big was that?
Huge. Yeah. I mean, you're going to look at this game, and I'm not going to sit up here and pick because it's a holistic game, but you're going to look at some plays that create momentum, and we didn't execute to get the momentum back, right? You come out, we get a stop to start, the second half. Things don't go our way. Then we get another stop, big-time sack, and then it's not a smart penalty. Right, and 15 yards turns into a touchdown. So you're going to look at these moments that if you win one or two of these, you win the game. But that's across college football. That's no different for us, and we got to find a way to make sure we make the smart decision. We had some penalties tonight that is 100% lack of discipline. I got to look at that, right? Like what are we missing? Who do we need to? How do we got to make sure we get this fixed? We can't be kicking off. We can't have an opponent kick off from the 50 because we're talking after a play. Can't happen. Once again, that's on me, and we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen again.
What about Chris Marshall? I mean, you guys get down to the goal line, false start. You guys overcome it. He gets into the end zone. I guess how big was that play? And then you weren't able to find him much after that scene.
Yeah, it was a huge moment for him. So glad he was able to score. And then we weren't able to give him the ball later in the game. Going to look and see why. And figure out from protection to the throw to him getting open. We'll look at it, Jay. I mean, he's a playmaker. We got to find and get the ball. We got to make sure Latrell gets his touches. Louder, we got to make sure Malik and Sy get their touches. And we got to be efficient. We had too many third and longs tonight that for a good defense, that's tough. All right, that's tough. So we got to make sure we're efficient on first and second down. So then we hold the cards. To your point, John, then we can run it. Can we throw it? We can be efficient there. No offense is built to be in third and long as much as we are. I don't have the stats on me, but I'm sure it was a good amount.
I think it was that first fourth down you guys missed. It's still a 10-point game midway through the third quarter. Just what's what was the decision behind that?
Yeah, in a game when it's a two-score game and you're in striking distance, you got to find a way to get touchdowns. And for me, going to a game with a plan every single time, if we're in that 4th and 3, 4th and 4 range, we're going to be ready to be. I want to be on the attack. I want a defense and a team to know we're going to be on the attack. You don't win games by going out there kicking field goals. That's just the reality. Now we have a great field goal kicker, and I trust him. but I want to be on the attack. Just like anything. We make that fourth down, we go score a touchdown, everyone's looking at me like, great decision, right? That's the seat that I'm in. And if I did it again, I'd make the same decision.
You mentioned explosive plays, and I know you had the late 31-yard pass to Bates, but you had a 24-yard pass, a 20-yard pass that was in, and 14 yards was the longest run.
Yeah.
I know you have faith in this offense, but in terms of not being able to get the explosive plays, I don't think it's
Yeah, I mean, you have to be explosive on offense. That's why, and I, without looking at the stats, I can promise you it probably wasn't even close tonight, right? They were explosive, and you see that. I mean, our defense did a good job, explosive play breaks, right? Either a missed tackle or the quarterback's loose, and that leads to touchdowns. And on the flip side, we weren't explosive enough. We were not explosive enough on offense. We got to look and see why. Why? Like play call, who we getting the ball to? Are we efficient enough? We're looking at it.
Obviously, you never want fumbles, but how much more deflating does it make it when you have a great drive and then they just end up on the floor, on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, guys, the turnover margin is a huge part of winning football games. If you look at whoever wins the turnover margin and wins the explosive battle, it's like 98% of the time you win the football game, college or NFL. And we lost both those tonight. So without even looking at any other stat, they won the turnover margin, they won the explosive play battle, and that hurts you. So, I mean, turnovers are, you got to find a way to get them on defense. We didn't get any tonight. We got a huge 4th and 1 stop in their territory early in the game, which was huge. But we didn't take the ball away at all, had a lot of opportunities. Ball was on the ground a couple times. We got to find a way to get that on defense, and we did, and they found 2.
Big picture-wise, I know it's one game, you got 11 left, but you don't get a lot of margin for error
Yep.
as a group of 5 team when it comes to the playoffs
Yep.
and everything. How do you just kind of look at this loss big picture-wise, and how do you get to work it out later?
Yeah, really not looking at a big picture, BJ. For me, it was no different last year when you win and everyone tell you what you had to do to make the playoff. For me, this team needs to grow from week 1 to week 2. That's it. And if we can continue to do that week in and week out, we're going to let the chips fall where they may. And I believe in this team, and I believe what we can do. We got a great schedule in front of us, and I know we're still going to get everybody's best. Whoever we play, Boise State's coming to town, and they're going to be ready. And I promise you, South Florida was, and obviously we were not. And that's on me as a coach.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Surprising was the result.
Yeah, I mean, we got blown out tonight. Surprising how they played, no. Surprising how we played, yes. Walking around the locker room right now with the guys, making sure everybody knows that wasn't us. I've seen us play, I've seen us work and prep the way we need to. We didn't execute, we didn't perform, and that's the scoreboard showed that. So nothing really special that happened today. Nothing really out of the mind, just not us, not in character today.
Well, going up against a quarterback like Byron Brown, you guys had a really strong first quarter. Where do you feel like the game started to shift a little bit and get away from you guys?
Yeah, I think defensively we start popping gaps. Guys didn't fit run as fast as they needed to, and that causes a lot of problems, especially when a team does tempo. So, and especially with a high caliber quarterback like Byron was, he's going to make you pay. We had a lack of discipline, and we didn't execute on that.
What do you guys have to do to make sure this doesn't snowball into something even worse?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just making sure we hammer exactly what happened, take accountability for it, and not freak out. It was a tough loss, super out of character today. We're going to rally together and just take it one game at a time like we've done in years past. And when we start looking too far ahead, that'll be some issues for the Broncos. I know that wasn't us tonight. I'm not worried. I know we'll bounce back and I know we'll be better, but we need to take the steps to do that.
Some of the attacking issues, some of the big explosive plays, some things that you left again. What did you see in terms of some of the bigger plays they had?
Yeah, I mean, like I was talking about before, like popping gaps, guys not fitting as fast as they needed to in the run, not doing your job, really. That's all it is. Tackling first game is always usually iffy, but got to get guys on the ground, got to wrap up, got to shoot them low. That's a big kid that we went up against at quarterback, and running backs made us miss too. So making sure we grab body parts, target low, just do your job.
How deflating was it when they got the big punt?
Yeah, I mean, big play. nothing that defense can control. Making sure guys stay in it, take it one play at a time, one series at a time, make sure we get the ball back to the offense as much as possible. At times we were doing a really good job of that and getting the ball back to the offense, and then at times we looked terrible. So we let them drive the field on us a couple of times, and that's really the difference there.
With the penalties, especially on defense, you guys don't usually do guys. Just what was the case for?
Yeah, I mean, just got to play smarter. That's really all it is. Play smarter, better technique, more discipline, like I was talking about earlier. I think defensively we showed a lot of spurts of being really good defense, and then a lot of spurts of being a really bad defense. So we need to close that gap as much as possible and be as consistent as possible when it comes to technique, discipline in our gaps, penalties, all that kind of stuff.
It's pretty much the same, Marco, but I know you got topics coming out of fall camp. Why do you think the league's had that transition to a consistent down-by-down basis tonight?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that. Guys that have been killing it in camp, offense have been killing it in camp, defense have been killing it in camp. We've been getting after each other. We've been working really hard. We've been prepping really hard. Just didn't show tonight. That's what I keep telling the guys. Really looked really out of character for us tonight. Didn't look like us, and so making sure we continue to relay that message throughout the team and come back next week with better attitude and just flush this game, learn from it, flush it, and move on.
Thanks, Parker.
Thank you guys.
Try wasn't well, so good luck.
And I know you got high hopes for this offense. How disappointing was it to have not good tonight?
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating out there on the field. And as a leader, you can't let that, get to the other players on the team because it spreads like a virus. And then everything goes downhill from there. So it's good to be put, in a situation like that. So next time, we're not operating at the level we need to operate at, we can fix it. And, we felt it before, so now we kind of understand how to fix it. And it's really frustrating because we have to move on from that game, but it just didn't go how we wanted it to. Like, pretty much everything went wrong out there, which is really frustrating. And we know as an offense we can fix that. It's just like the one-offs. The one-offs are what was killing us out there. We miss a block or we miss a pass, and that just puts you in a bad position.
The fumbles, you guys had good drives going on all three of them.
Yeah,
Just how much
exactly.
more frustrating does it make it when you have that drive going and you can't finish it?
Yeah, I think we knew, we had them, but the Broncos just beat the Broncos tonight, right? So that's all I can really say for that question. We were driving down multiple times, and we had turnovers in the red zone where we could have, easily score points. And it's just frustrating when that happens, and we know we can get that fixed.
Last year, I know Ashton scored a lot of touchdowns for you, but more importantly, it seemed like you created momentum that was snowball, right? How hard was it to find that momentum shifting play on offense, and how do you try to create that?
Yeah, I mean, football is a game of momentum, and you know we had it at first. We come out and we score, we're up, and then they come back at us and they score, and you know no one's heads are down because that's the team we are, and you know we were ready to keep firing away, and then obviously that fake punt happened. And then, our heads are still up, and then, things kind of escalated. So as leaders, it's our job to not let that happen. And everyone's got to do their job. It's not a game of 10 people doing their job. It's got to be all 11 people doing their job on offense, and that's how we're going to succeed on the football field, and we know we can do that.
Your longest rush tonight was at 14 yards, and you only had 2 passing plays over 20 yards. I mean, how much do you guys need to find some more explosive plays down the field? And last year you had a guy that helped race a lot of that himself. I mean, how do you guys find multiple guys that can have that kind of right down the field?
Yeah, like I said, we had those one-offs, and we have the guys who can be explosive. It's just being consistent and having the right decision making, and we know we can do that. It's just tonight, obviously, that didn't happen, and we're gonna work hard to get that fixed. We know the football team we're gonna be. So.
I know it's just one game, you got 11 left, but obviously you guys don't get a lot of margin for error, being Boise State when it comes to the playoff and all that. How do you kind of look at big picture with this? You got some new things tougher for you moving forward.
Yeah, I think I don't really look at the big picture. I kind of just look, at the next opponent and what we can fix from the last game, and that's how the whole team should do that. We're not going to get our head, we're not going to put our heads down knowing that we lost the first game. We're gonna fix it, and we're gonna keep working hard to, be 1-0 every week, and that's our goal.
You mentioned that negativity that spreads like a virus among the guys. As a leader who's been here for a couple of years, I mean, what do you tell those younger guys? What do you tell the team to try to get that quick memory?
Yeah, I think just being positive and saying positive things to them. Like we're still in this game. We've been here before. Things like that are super beneficial for the young guys because, they have an impact too, even though they're standing off and maybe they just play special teams. But, if they're positive and they have energy, if we're not all dead on the sidelines, we're going to get out there and we're going to make plays. And it's good to feel that at an away game. And, we're going to respond from it for sure.
What do you have to do in this, in practice this next week to kind of make sure that it doesn't snowball anymore?
Yeah, I think just being a locker room guy, being positive, not blaming people, and like I said, everyone's got to do their job. So it's everyone getting back in the film room and focusing on what they can improve, and not just going around and blaming and complaining because that's obviously going to get us nowhere. So. Going into the facility, having a positive attitude, and trying to fix what I can, whatever I messed up on the field. And every other player has to do that so we can come out and perform next week.
We were bright spot earlier with Chris Marshall. I mean, he had a good catch over the middle.
Yeah.
Plays later, he finds the end zone. What do you think of the way that he played? Unfortunately, not much after that. What do you think he played?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's who he is, and that's who our offense is when we're operating at a high standard. So we got to build off that. And not lose that momentum. And, we got to do it as a whole offense, right? The protection matters there. Chris doing his job, Latrell doing his job on that play in the red zone is super important. So, like I said, everyone executing their job, and we're gonna have to do that from here on out.
Okay. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.